Well, greetings to you. I'd like today to talk to you about pensions. I spent most of my life managing in some form pension funds. In fact, I got a prize for managing a pension fund. It was an international prize. I was particularly pleased because the last prize I got was in 1958. It was the book Treasure Island, and I got it at Sunday school. So I'm a two-prize person. Very impressive, I'm sure. Leaving that aside, you are about to be conned yet again by the political class, or the blob, or deep state. You can call it what you like, but they're about to put your hand in their hand in your till again. These thieving sods. If you are an ordinary working Joe, born here, worked hard here, and looking forward to your retirement, or indeed perhaps you are already in retirement, I don't know. I tried retirement once, didn't like it, gave it up. Leaving that aside, they are talking about your state pension being means tested. They are trying to pretend that it's a benefit, not a right. So it begs the question, why, therefore, do they want you to have 38 years worth of national insurance contributions? So if it's a benefit, they wouldn't need to take those into consideration, or it wouldn't be part of the equation, would it? So it is your right. You've paid for it. It shouldn't make the slightest bit of difference whether you're now well-to-do in your retirement. You might have spent most of your working life actually fairly skint. So now you've got your state pension, and maybe you've got some savings put aside, and maybe you've got another pension that you've put into helping out. So it is not a moral decision to suggest that you shouldn't have a state pension if you're what they call wealthy. And what's been suggested as wealthy at the moment is something like you earning the national average wage, which is about 30 grand or something, or 32 grand. And anybody watching this clip, whether you're in work or you're in retirement, will know you don't live particularly well on 32 grand a year by the time the taxman's got at it. I think you'll agree, depending on what part of the world you live. So this is utterly scandalous, and they're trying to take it away. Now they say, oh, well, the state can't afford it. You know, the state is skint, so on and so forth. But let's just have a look at what they spend their money on. We know, do we not, that they send billions and billions to the Ukraine for warfare there, arms, which goes directly to the United States armaments manufacturers. We also know, do we not, that we send round about £1 billion a month in unaudited aid, foreign aid. We don't know where it goes. And we know it's millions and millions and millions of pounds for people who land up on our shores and go into hotels and get access to all our health benefits, dentistry and four-star hotels and all that. So don't tell us you don't have enough money to pay people. My wife has been working all her life. She's got her 38 or 40, whatever it is, years worth of national insurance contributions. And they're saying she can't have a state pension until she's 67. And then now there's even talk about her not getting it at all. So you're being screwed yet again. The last lot, the Conservatives, were pretty ghastly, weren't they? And now we've got a new lot that are going to screw us, because they all piss in the same pot, don't they? They're all the same. Now, here's an interesting thing. One of the huge slices of our national debt is the liability for public sector index-linked pension schemes. And I've mentioned this before. It's nearly £1 trillion, the liability for that. And they've just given the public sector another 5% pay rise, which of course will hit the pensions in a few years to come, because it's up that and it's all index-linked, which of course you know you can't buy in the private sector. Yet again, there's a law for the blob and the public sector, and there's another law for us. It's really scandalous that this can even be thought about. And of course, I rather suspect that they'll make sure that it doesn't affect them when they're making the final decisions. What I would agree to is if you're in receipt of a public sector pension index linked, which you can't get anywhere else, you should certainly sacrifice your state pension. Because that would save some serious money, and that would be a good idea. In fact, one might argue that's a morally sound idea. But it's coming down the track, they're talking about it. If you are an ordinary Joe, born here, worked hard all your life, paid your 38 or 40 national insurance stamps, whatever it is, they're after you. If you've been prudent and you saved some money. Bastards. As most of you know, my work is very heavily independently research based. And I get my information from all over the world. It would help if you press the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because the more subscribers I have, the more likely it is that international independent research institutes will share their material with me. It's most helpful, and then of course I automatically share it with you. So, surprise, won't cost you anything. Thank you very much.